MicroStrategy's CEO Michael Saylor is widely recognized as one of the most influential figures in the cryptocurrency universe. Since 2020, when his company became the first publicly traded firm to adopt Bitcoin as a treasury reserve on its balance sheet, he has been a central voice in transforming the global financial paradigm, more than just an executive or investor. Saylor is a strategic thinker and digital evangelist whose vision extends far beyond BTC's price. He sees Bitcoin as digital energy, a force capable of redefining economics, individual sovereignty, and the future of civilization. Saylor firmly states that what's happening with Bitcoin is that it's evolving faster than society can digest it. This phrase encapsulates the entire challenge and opportunity of the current moment. For him, just as fire, the wheel, electricity, and oil were revolutionary technologies that faced resistance before being accepted, Bitcoin represents the next great transition: digital energy. He doesn't see Bitcoin merely as digital money. It is digital property, digital capital, digital gold, but at its deepest essence, it is energy encoded in cyberspace, a way to transmit value, power, and freedom at the speed of light. Saylor often says Bitcoin is hope, going so far as to purchase the domain hope.com to turn it into an educational hub about Bitcoin. For him, hope lies in Bitcoin's ability to empower billions of people, millions of companies, and thousands of institutions worldwide. Just as fire saved our ancestors from freezing and darkness, and electricity enabled the advancement of modern civilization, Bitcoin offers a new form of energy, not physical, but economic. It's energy that can be sent instantly from one end of the planet to the other without intermediaries, borders, or permission. This digital energy is vital for those living under inflationary regimes like Venezuela, Argentina, or Nigeria, where local currencies lose value daily. It is crucial for those seeking to protect their wealth against the silent erosion of inflation in developed nations, and it is transformative for companies looking for a more solid store of value than negative-yielding government bonds like those in Switzerland or Japan. In a world where the cost of capital can be zero or negative, Bitcoin, with its historical average appreciation of around 55% per year in USD, is not just an alternative, it's the best option. One of the biggest indicators of Bitcoin adoption, according to Saylor, is the exponential growth of companies recapitalizing their balance sheets with BTC. In 2020, MicroStrategy was the pioneer. Today, over 180 publicly listed companies worldwide follow this model, ranging from startups to tech giants. That number is expected to grow to thousands, tens of thousands, perhaps even hundreds of thousands. Maybe one day, every company will be a Bitcoin treasury company. And this movement isn't speculative, it's strategic. Every time a company buys Bitcoin, it exchanges a depreciating asset, like the dollar, for a scarce, durable, high-appreciating one. This strengthens its balance sheet, increases financial resilience, and sends a clear signal to the market. The future is digital. Furthermore, Saylor predicts that in the future, Bitcoin support will be integrated directly into operating systems. Imagine iPhones, Androids, Windows, and Macs with native wallets, just as we have email or web browsers today. When that happens, adoption will be inevitable. Saylor acknowledges widespread criticism and misinformation about large corporations' role in the Bitcoin ecosystem. Some argue they are monopolizing or excluding small investors, but he counters with data. When MicroStrategy began buying BTC at $9,000 per coin, the price was low because few believed in it. Today, with Bitcoin valued at $115,000, Trillions of dollars in gains have primarily benefited early holders, meaning the small investors who believed first. Corporations aren't competing with individuals, they're accelerating individual wealth. By entering the market, they generate demand, liquidity, and legitimacy, increasing the value of the entire network. Each company buying Bitcoin is like an engine connected to the flywheel of the Bitcoin economy. The more engines, the faster the system spins. This momentum is essential to winning the protocol war, where the future of money will be decided not by ideology, but by capital, institutional backing, and political pressure. Unlike other markets where one winner eliminates the rest in the Bitcoin ecosystem, everyone can win. It's not a zero-sum game. The more companies adopt Bitcoin, the stronger the network becomes, the safer the system gets, and the greater the collective benefit. That's why Saylor sees corporations as the first line of economic defense for Bitcoin, just as miners are the first line of technical defense. But the real leap, according to Saylor, goes beyond simply holding Bitcoin. He envisions a future where companies use their digital capital, BTC, to issue digital credit. Just as banks once issued notes backed by gold, future companies will issue bonds backed by Bitcoin. $1 billion in Bitcoin could theoretically back $1 billion in one-for-one credit, and that would be the strongest credit in the world with collateralization superior to today's top AAA-rated bonds. This creates a new class of assets, digital equity. A company issuing Bitcoin-backed credit can generate returns higher than Bitcoin itself by capturing the spread between capital costs and asset returns. In markets with near-zero interest rates, like Japan, Switzerland, or Europe, offering 5%, 7%, or 10% yield is revolutionary. This attracts massive capital, transforms traditional finance, and revitalizes stagnant credit markets. Saylor illustrates this with practical examples. Imagine a company in Japan issuing yen-denominated bonds yielding 7%, while the Japanese government pays only 0.5%, or a Swiss company offering 4% in Swiss francs while banks charge negative rates. In both cases, the product is irresistible. The more companies do this, the faster the financial system becomes digitized, decentralized, and efficient. When asked about mergers and acquisitions, M&A, Saylor is emphatic. The best asset to acquire is Bitcoin itself. For him, buying other companies creates a diversification discount. You lose transparency, simplicity, and focus. Investors buy shares in a Bitcoin company because they want direct exposure to BTC, not a complex conglomerate. Therefore, the ideal strategy is to keep accumulating Bitcoin repeatedly and with discipline. He compares this to a supersonic jet. When you travel faster than sound, you create a shockwave. Loud, turbulent, chaotic. That's how Bitcoin advances, faster than society can comprehend. Criticism, fear, uncertainty, FUD are natural. They arose in 2011, 2013, 2017, 2021, and will return when BTC hits $100,000, $1 million, or $10 million. But over time, those who mocked disappear and new skeptics emerge. History repeats, but progress continues. The final scenario in Saylor's view is the complete digital transformation of the financial system. Banks, insurers, exchanges, and governments adopt Bitcoin on their balance sheets. Stock indices, like the S&P 500, include a significant portion in BTC. Global credit is partially backed by digital capital. Entire economies are revitalized by injections of real yield into their systems. In this world, Bitcoin is not just an asset, it is the monetary foundation of the new global economic system. Just as gold dominated for centuries, BTC becomes the standard of value for the 21st century, and the companies leading this transition, like MicroStrategy, Metaplanet, Strive, and others are not competitors, but national champions in their markets, each leveraging local advantages in regulation, taxes, and culture. Finally, Saylor delivers a clear message. The future belongs to those who embrace change. If you believe in a fairer, more transparent, and freer a system, Bitcoin is the tool. And if you want to thrive in this new world, the best strategy is simple. Buy Bitcoin, hold it, and let the system work. Everything else, the wealth, the freedom, the innovation, will follow naturally.